We here at Mililani High School are celebrating our school's 50th anniversary. To commemorate this monumental year, we are recording 50 interviews from 50 different people who have shaped the school into what it is today. This is Mililani High School's 50th anniversary. Today's interview is with McKenzie Milton, a Hawaii-born football star that made it big playing college football in Florida and is now coaching for the SEC.
Awesome seeing him come back, and I've been following what he's been doing. Just been 7 years, but accomplished so much, and we'll hit on that real quick here. What are your fondest memories of high school?
Fondest memories for me, I'll say going from my freshman year, just dreaming about playing here, always coming across, live right behind Walmart growing up, just always watching the games, and then just being able to wear the brown and gold was a dream come true. And then more than anything, just time with the boys. It's just friends for life that are still my friends to this day. That was the best times for me. Just not even really on the playing field, just spending quality time with my boys.
When you were watching as a young kid, you played for the Waipio Panthers, right? You
Yes,
just
sir.
practiced right there across the street. Can you remember any names that you used to look up to?
Oh yeah, for sure. Rustin Funakoshi, Taz Stevenson, everybody knows Taz.
Right.
And then Trent McKinney was really the guy for me that was like,
All right.
this guy's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they made the state semifinals his senior year. And honestly, I never thought I was good enough to play here, like watching those guys play, because I was just a young kid playing. I think before they had the track, it was like grass field back there, and all the kids would be playing.
Yes.
So that was me, and then obviously my brother played here his senior year, so definitely a dream of mine. I went to Honolulu schools. It's a great school, but Pac-5, I don't even think they exist anymore.
They're still around.
They're still around. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it just, to pursue my football dream, it just didn't make the most sense. And my dad wanted me to come here, and we got my mom on board, so it was definitely a dream come true.
So we're very fortunate to have him make that. I remember going and watch him play. I met up with his dad when he was young, and I was coaching, and the dad wanted to talk football with me and practice and things like that. So once they were setting up across the field, I would go over there on the weekend and check things out. And I remember him running around, and the years have just gone by, but hearing him look up to the names of the past, and now I hear his name in the weight room where I work, and the kids looking up to him and wanting to be, the next McKenzie Milton. It's all good stuff, and things that we're lots of pride here at Mililani. What do you miss the most? Is there anything you really miss about high school? It's only been 7 years, but
I would say, football wise, it's probably the purest it was. Just, you get to college, more politics come involved, and then, professional level is even more amplified. But I think just the time with the guys, like everybody trying to get that D1 scholarship and just working towards that. And then more than anything, when I come back here, it's like I see all my boys, and, it's like we're right back in high school, reminiscing about some days, and now some of us are fathers now, but yeah, I missed the most definitely just the time with the guys, because I look back, that was the funnest time I had playing ball. Even though college was a great experience, made friends for life there, but just in high school, it's all the kids I grew up with, and just seeing us where we're at in life now. Mililani is what built us into the men that we are today.
And you just had lunch with
I just had lunch with Vavai, Dylan, and Cliff and Coach York. Just I head out tonight back to the mainland, and I haven't seen Vi in like 4 years, but when I see him, it's like we're back in the backfield again. Just a lot of great memories, and honestly, Vi coming here, like having a guy like that,
right?
Just stand up, God-fearing young man to. He was setting the example for me, and I'll just follow suit to him. And his sophomore year, he won Gatorade Player of the Year, and then I followed suit the next year. But if Vi doesn't come here, I don't think Milani's where we are. Honestly, he was a culture changer.
And what is he? He's in camp with.
He was just with Cincinnati. Hoping to get a call, but obviously, it's a lot of politics going to that kind of stuff. But he's just, he literally looks the same, and he's got the same demeanor about him, just trusting God with everything. And I love that guy for life.
What everybody knows McKenzie for football, but what other activity sports were you involved with when you were here at Milani?
So Milani, my freshman year I played golf. I was on the golf team, and I was on the basketball team my sophomore year JV. And then, I got a little leg injury in basketball right after the state championship. So I was like, all right, done with basketball. And then, golf cuts into spring ball. So after my sophomore year, it was all football. But, I played everything growing up, baseball, basketball.
You did track also here, though?
I did track, but...
Mainly to work on that football speed?
Mainly to work on the football speed, but I got roasted a couple times, and I wasn't used to it on the football field. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm going to just stick to my speed and agility training on the football field.
There's speed and there's football speed.
Yes.
And, I when I used to watch, I was amazed that, his quickness was just outstanding. When you see two defenders coming at him and he would just pierce through. I really love watching it.
Running scared.
So you're 7 years out of high school now. What did you picture your life would be the way it is right now? Did you imagine it to kind of be like this, or?
Nah, definitely not. I pictured going to a D1 school and playing college ball. If I was to write it, I'd be in the NFL. It just and what my dream was. But my QB coach in college told me, he always still tells me to this day, he's like, you want to make God laugh, you tell him your plans. And obviously, I had this leg injury and this, that, and the other. And, I met my wife after that at UCF and got to watch Dylan do his thing at UCF. So if you would ask me 7 years ago, where would I be right now? I'd be like, no way. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like I'm so much happier the way everything's panned out. And, obviously there's, some hard days through, process of, having 9 knee surgeries in a span of a year. But, I feel like over time, God has just kind of revealed, like, this is why this has happened. And, being a husband and a dad now, that's been the best experience ever. So definitely have learned a lot, self-reflected a lot, even my time in high school, just on some of the decisions I made. And, fatherhood will do that to you. So it's been a beautiful journey.
More responsible, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm grateful to God just where I'm at. And that's.
Sorry, what is your wife's name and where's she from?
Her name is Hani. She's from Cuba, and then she moved to Florida when she was about 5 years old, and we met at UCF. And she's awesome.
Oh, great. And your baby's name?
McKenzie Milton, after the late John Madden, and then my best friend, to this day, Kainoa Wilson. She wouldn't let me name him Kainoa for his middle name, so we got Kai. But
okay, awesome.
But yeah, he's awesome. He's 10 months old now, and it's being a dad is the best.
Shout out to Kainoa Wilson, another Milani great.
Absolutely.
Love that guy. I know family is really important to you. Your parents were there for you guys, and are you thinking you're gonna be the same type of father where you want your son to follow your footsteps, or
family is second next to faith, and I think those kind of two coincide, where when ministry starts at home and just raising up a God-fearing man and things like that. My dad is a great father, and I've learned a lot of great things from him, and a lot of not so great things from him. But that's like anything else, like coaches, this, that, and the other. But my dad's got one of the biggest hearts, just running YPO football for 20 plus years giving back to the community. My mom, just always loving on people. But more than anything, the most important thing for me is just raising up God-fearing men. And we actually got number 2 on the way now.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're expecting a second boy here in October. And that's it more than anything. The last 7 years kind of been just, football is great, school is cool, but nothing more important than me is seeing my family in heaven one day.
What does your life have in store? What's coming up with you?
So, like I say, we got number 2 on the way. Actually just took a job, be at Tennessee, University of Tennessee, be coaching football. But
Volunteers.
Yeah, Tennessee Volunteers with Coach Heupel. He was my coach at UCF in 2018, and then he coached Dylan up as well. And he took the job over there. And
they did really well.
Yeah, they finished 5th in the country last year. They're doing really well, and it's a good opportunity for me just to get back into the game I love. And more than anything, like I said, faith is the most important thing. Coaching is a form of ministry in my eyes, and just helping these kids figure out life and spread the good news of Jesus Christ. That's what it's all about. And I feel like football is a great avenue. And as you know, man, these football players, a lot of them, your ego kind of gets boosted playing this game, and life has a funny way of humbling, and God has a funny way of humbling you. And I just want to help these kids figure out life.
I've been around here from the 80s. I started coaching here at Milani High School back in the 80s, and I've been teaching here for 30 plus years. And you find yourself as a coach, teacher, a lot of times counseling and giving advice to these young student athletes. So now you've been through it, and you're going through kind of like your second stage of your life. Any advice you give to the high school students?
So my dad always tells me life is just a series of choices, and all those choices are going to ultimately lead to your destiny, and every choice has a consequence, either good or bad. So one thing I would say, just and this is taking the faith out of it, whatever your goals are, if every choice you make isn't adding up to those goals, you're really just not that serious about it. And that's one thing I've realized even in my own career, pursuing the NFL, that every decision I make on and off the field, really more so off the field, add up to those goals, and they always didn't. And then more than anything, I think the most important decision you can make is taking up your cross and living for Jesus. That's one thing I've learned, just chasing the vanities of trying to get money, playing football, pay off my parents' house, and things like that. One thing I learned, like, you can have a whole lot of money or no money at all. Once your time's up here, you can't take it with you. So and that's why I say, nothing is more important than seeing people I love in heaven one day, and that's including you. So to me, that's the most important thing in life. And then on top of that, pursuing your goals. Just if every decision doesn't add up to it, you're really not that serious about it. So and that's something I tell my kids. That I've been training QBs in Orlando from 8 years old to college. If you're serious about it, but your decisions really off the field, because when you're on the field, you're gonna work, you're gonna go hard most of the time. Some kids will just be there because their parents want them there.
Right.
But really, what makes or break guys is what they do when nobody's watching. So that's the best advice I can get. Just decisions.
Awesome.
Life is just decisions.
Yes, big, and easily they make the wrong decisions a lot of times, just by peer pressure and just
myself included.
Yeah. So they got to grow from it, learn from it.
Yes.
Kind of let me touch me up on your college championship year, because I followed it. I was always excited to watch on the weekend and catch the game. But what was your guys' record? And you guys ended up playing Auburn?
Yep. Yeah, so we went 13-0, and this is coming off 2 years ago. We were 0-12 before Coach Frost took the job. In my first year, up and down year, went 6-7, made a bowl game, and we actually got booed. And myself, we got booed by our own fans in the last regular season game, and that left me in a really upset place. So just had to do a lot of self-reflecting and things like that. And, but we had a really talented team. We didn't inherit an 0-12 talented. Let's just say the roster wasn't necessarily 0-12 caliber.
Just didn't work out.
Just the culture was fractured and things like that. And they lost a couple close games. And we came in. I mean, we had a bunch of NFL guys that are still playing on the team, and then Coach Frost did a good job of recruiting guys that kind of molded that Marcus Mariota Oregon offense. And first year was up and down. Second year it clicked during spring, and we just had a magical year where we won 3 or 4 or 5 close games. But that year, in my eyes, we could have played with anybody in the country.
Right.
And we played Auburn. We really only beat them by a touchdown, but I mean, we handled them the whole game. Yeah, we dominated them the whole game, and I really didn't play good. I looked up at the jumbotron in the first half. I was 3 of 17. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I was nursing a little shoulder injury coming off the conference championship. But anyway, we had a whole bunch of talent, just very tight knit group, very similar to how we were here at Milani, and it was just special. It was a special year.
Well, I'm going to end it here with McKenzie. It's great seeing him. I can't remember the last time I saw you in person, but
a long time.
Milani's one of Milani's greats, and awesome to have him back here and share his life with us.
Thank you, Coach.
You guys take care. Hail to the brown and gold. Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you for watching today's video. Please subscribe to Mililani TV to keep up with more interviews about our amazing school.